I want to move on to our next key focal area, which is the agentic finance era. Now, last year at Splash, we announced the private preview release of your very first set of finance-focused digital teammates. Into late 2025, we were able to rapidly work with a variety of customers to capture feedback and make sure it found its way into these agents. Let's take a look at what our SensibleAI agent lineup looks like today. So, number one, I want you to think of our SensibleAI Search Agent as a OneStream expert in your pocket. And it's a OneStream expert in your pocket because it's read the 2,000 pages of platform documentation that we know your teams have not read, as well as the solution guides, the world-class books put together by the top 1% of OneStream architects. And because of that, it's led to the ability for us to have a slide-out panel in the platform that can virtually answer any question that your team thinks of about the OneStream platform. So what does that mean? That means if I'm an end user and I forget how to upload my latest trial balance as part of my upcoming workflow, right, Search has your back. If you're a power user who forgets how to write a working capital ratio in OneStream syntax, right, Search is there to help you with that. And it doesn't just stop at what we have put in Search, right? We allow you to bring your own informational assets. That means your accounting guides, your financial onboarding documents, the implementation documents, the enablement documents that your partners have built for you. That can help even further curate and tailor your experience with Search specifically to your organization, your OneStream instance. So this is all about empowering every user in the OneStream platform to have information at the snap of a finger, right? And that means we're compounding time savings from seconds to minutes, minutes to hours, hours to days, days to weeks, and weeks to months. Next up, we have Finance Analyst. And Finance Analyst is all about making every single end user in your organization as capable as the top 1% of power users across all of OneStream. And so much of what finance individuals are focused on doing is, number one, pulling ad hoc, doing some sort of ad hoc analysis, on-the-fly analysis to find insights for the CFO, for the chief accounting officer, any other strategic business partner inside of the organization to help inform a decision, right? And number two is conducting workflows, the same workflow month over month, usually against the same set of chart of accounts, entities, regions, hierarchies. And that is exactly why we built Finance Analyst, right? Finance Analyst fundamentally understands your specific OneStream financial model. It understands that you decided to put the product dimension in user-defined dimension number one. It understands that you put region in UD2, right? It understands your legal entity hierarchies, your planning and forecasting hierarchies. And with that now allows Finance Analysts to give you instantaneous access through natural language, through our slide-out panel, access to your financial information in seconds, right? And that's ad hoc narrative reports, and it's even the existing reports, the cube views and capabilities that your team has taken the time to set up. So that's number one. But number two, in our latest release of Finance Analyst, it now gives you the ability to have what we call analysis automation, right? And this is all about allowing you to set up rerunnable workflows, allows your teams to establish highly curated plans for the type of analysis that you want done, whether it's variance, trend, flux, any type of analysis that you can think of, and set that up and deploy hundreds of virtual finance analysts at your company to uncover and come back with narrative-ready reports that your team can leverage behind a schedule, right? You can queue these up at the end of your close process. You can set them up on a calendar-based event schedule. And so ultimately, gives you a fundamentally different way to think about doing your analysis inside of the Office of Finance, right? Your analysis starts with analysis, right, not the data wrangling. And so at the end of the day, right? It's great that we can return this analysis to you, but it wouldn't matter if you couldn't trust the numbers, right? And that's why in every single finance analyst plan and report, you get back an exact drillback, a hyperlink back to the exact cell that finance analyst pulled from, so you know exactly where the numbers are coming from. Number 3, deep analysis, right? We all know that scanning high volumes of customer contracts or supply contracts or order schedules, customer revenue contracts, and looking for things like total contract value or different types of rebates or early termination rights that we need to be thinking about as a finance team, right? Effectively, what we're talking about here is the classification of documents and pulling out structured insights that we can act on, right? That is exactly why we built deep analysis. And it allows you, just like finance analysts, you can set up reoccurring workflows. So the next time you've got the next batch of 100+ contracts that you need to go through, the deep analysis will exhaustively search, word for word, read every single contract, and pull out that informational insight for you. And then that way, your analysis starts with not reading contracts, but with the structured insights that you told it ahead of time to pull out for you. So fundamentally game-changing and gives you back so much time. As you might have noticed, we still have one card left to turn. And that's because I'm incredibly excited to announce our 4th agent to the lineup, SensibleAI Forecast Agent. So this is all about us laying a agentic capability over the entire product surface of SensibleAI Forecast. That means over the data, the processes, the project configurations, the workflows, as well as the transparency layer that we have built into the product. So what does that mean if you're a end user? It fundamentally changes the way you get to interact with the product, right? It means that I get to ask in natural language behind the slide-out panel or directly inside of SensibleAI Forecast, why does my forecast look the way that it does? Why do I see a big spike in April for this particular region, product, or whatever level of dimensionality you're focused on, right? And SensibleAI Forecast Agent is able to take your question, contextualize it, and then turn it into a narrative-ready report, right? But grounded in the transparency that comes as a first-class capability within the product. That means that gives you the ability to ultimately see what macroeconomic indicators are driving your forecast higher or lower. What sales promotions, what supply chain shocks, right? Any of the features and indicators that you provided SensibleAI Forecast, you get to see that in a narrative-ready report. Now, the best of all, SensibleAI Forecast Agent can give you inline graphs and charts. It can actually give you full-blown SensibleAI Forecast dashboards returned in the conversation chat as well, based off the type of question that you ask. So really meeting you with exactly the language that you speak as a finance user and giving those capabilities at the snap of a finger. All right, so these are native OneStream agents, right? And hopefully what you can see here is we're moving from them just being a chatbot thought partner, which gives immense value, but also moving them towards task-enabled workers that can truly unlock the next scale and efficiency for your organization, right? You see that with the scheduling capabilities of deep analysis, with the scheduling capabilities of finance analysts. So you can deploy hundreds of instances of these capabilities at your team's fingertips. And they're purpose-built to exist inside of the workflows that you work in each and every day inside of OneStream.